Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Back here with another episode for you all. And as usual, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and also leave a comment at the bottom. Now listen, I don't even know how to begin this video, but I'm just going to say it like this. Fathers, we have to check those phones. So I'm at the house, I'm chilling with the boy. And I'm asking him to do something, but he's not responding, right? So I'm like, what is going on? I asked you to do this 4 or 5 times. I think it was taking out the garbage or doing something. It was a chore that needed to be done, but he's just taking all day to complete it. So I finally call him downstairs, like, yo, get down here. What's going on? Like, why aren't you doing what I'm asking you to do? Sure enough, he's still like somewhat ignoring me because he's playing in the phone. I said, matter of fact, give me the phone. Like, give me the phone right now. I don't know about y'all, but where I come from, when a parent or guardian, grandma, mother, dad asks you to do something, you do it like expeditiously, right away. There's no waiting. There's no, I take my time. I do it when I feel like it. You do it right away. And so when I asked him for the phone, he's just playing around and like not trying to give me the phone. So I snatched it from him. I said, listen, this phone is mine whenever I decide that this phone is mine, all right? Now, just because you acting like that, let me go ahead and just see what's taking you or what's holding your attention this much that you can't do what I asked you to do. So I did just a random check, which I encourage all fathers to do. Ladies, you can do it as well, but specifically this channel is about fathers. So I'm just saying, fathers, check those phones. So this is my son, my 10-year-old son. If you don't know who he is, go to the previous videos. I did a whole episode with him as well as his sister. Anyway, I grabbed the phone. Scroll up. Just let it fall on whatever is going to fall. I pressed the button on the first text message that just came up, the random search. And lo and behold, the first thing I see is the eggplant emoji, the eggplant. Now, we all know what the eggplant means, right? So I know what it means for me. If I send it out or I receive it or whatever the case may be, or if I see it in my life, I know what it is. But keep in mind, we're talking about a 10-year-old. So in my mind, I'm like, can't be. Can't be. Sure enough, I go reading through these text messages and my heart just like sunk into my stomach. Now listen, in defense of the boy, it wasn't him. It wasn't him at all. Now he's engaging with it. Don't get me wrong. The curiosity was definitely there. He's engaging with it. But the questions that were being posed by this young lady, and she's 10 as well, were just totally out of pocket, out of line, so disrespectful. And if I could go down the line of what she was asking him and how he was responding back, you would understand like why he couldn't do the chore that I was asking him to do. He was caught up in the moment, y'all. He was caught up in the matrix. I put it like this. They were so vulgar and so just, they weren't age appropriate at all. Like it was just going. Now, this is not one of those things where I'm saluting my son in terms of like, oh, okay, you got the girl or whatever. No, it's not this at all. See, me and my son, we made a pact, right? He has a dream, and I know it's just probably a temporary dream. I don't know if it is. It could be a long-term dream. But however, needless to say, we made a pact, we made a dream, right? He's going to stay disciplined in his schooling as well as his sports, right? We're going to go hard. We're going to practice. I'm going to put you in a situation to where you can win. I give you the tools and the resources so you can be equipped to be in a winning situation at all times, right? If you're not good at this, we're going to work on this. If you're not good at that, we're going to work on that. We made a pact that we are going to stay focused till he stopped loving the game or whatever it is. I made the same pact with my daughters. So her and her dancing, we made a pact. Yo, if you're not good at this, I'm going to get you some help with this. If you're not good with that, I'm going to get you some help with that. So this is one of those things where I need you to stay focused, son. So the conversation that I had after I scrolled through and saw everything that I needed to say, I was so upset. I have to admit, I was upset and I wanted to just go right in. But y'all know how I talk to y'all all the time. We have to put thought before emotions, right? So I took my time. I just needed to give it about a day or two, right? Just to relax on it. But I followed up. I had that conversation with him. You know, I drop him off at school every morning. And I just explained to him, like, son, you got tons of time for all that type of stuff. Like, tons of time. Like, not only is there a possibility for you to find a wife in Wisconsin, but the way you going about it right now, You probably gonna be overseas somewhere. You probably gonna be in a different state, depending on which level you play this sport. So it's just tons of opportunity to engage in that type of activity. Like, you don't want to let yourself down. And number two, you just don't even understand what's going on. And I get it, because of the emotions that you were feeling when she was responding to you or posing those questions to you. You probably was ready to rock and roll, not even having a clue of what like comes with that, right? So I explained to him, they already took that sex ed class inside of the classroom, so he understands like the basis of it. But I just gave it to him raw and uncut of the other possibilities that can transpire if you continue to go down this road, right? Having a baby out of wedlock, that's what they say. That's not really a thing nowadays, but you want to be in the same house as your children, right? You want to raise your kids together. You want to be married to that woman. That's the narrative that I'm pushing for my sons and for my daughters, right? You want to be together. Y'all grow, have this family image, right? Because that's one of the things that we're losing in society, especially us as a Black culture. A lot of times you see single dads, a lot of times you see single moms, a lot of times you see broken households. So I'm just trying to change that whole narrative. So that's how I speak to my children as it relates to relationships. And so not only that, like, what if a baby were to come? Now you this young dude, 13, 14 years old, and we all know, right? I know some who have babies at 15, 16. My mom was rather young when she had me as well. So I just been getting to explain these things to him and just trying to make it age appropriate. It could have been a lot of detail that I went into, but I just didn't. But I just wanted him to understand, like, yo, you're going to have tons of time for that stuff. Like, don't be worried about that now, right? Now, I'll spin it a little bit just to, like, add in a funny. So the whole time while I'm talking to him, because immediately when it transpired, it's like 7 minutes. This took place in 7 minutes. So, I yell at him, give me the phone. This phone is done. Like, he still doesn't have his phone. And this happened a while ago. So I'm thinking about like 3-4 years. I know y'all can say that's harsh, but at the end of the day, do children really need a phone? Like, people always think that these kids need a phone for what? Like, we didn't have phones growing up. I get it. It's a new age, a new time. People always like to use the excuse like, what in case of an emergency? What? Okay, if it's an emergency, what? If they're at school, call the school. The school is going to call you. It doesn't matter. These kids don't need these phones. Like, I understand we get home, we tired, and we can put them in front of a phone and they just YouTube and TikTok all day. Or put them in front of the TV and they do the exact same thing. But yo, with these phones, like, because we're not paying so much attention, our kids are being privy to information that they shouldn't even be knowing. And I understand you can put the parental guidance on there, but how many of you have did it? I fall victim to that. I didn't do it, right? And this came through text message. So it wasn't even nothing that needed to be guarded on YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or none of those platforms. This is a direct conversation with him via text message. So even if the parental guidance was on there, it still wouldn't have helped. So it wouldn't have mattered at all, right? So we got to stop it with these phones. You got to constantly check these phones. But anyway, back to it. So this transpired within 7 minutes. So I'm going at him hard, not too aggressive, because I know, my emotions are a little high. Again, I'm putting thought before emotion. So, I sent him to the room, but it dawned on me, my daughter has a phone too. Now keep in mind, 7 minutes. So I call her, Juicy, bring me that phone down here. She come running with the phone, right? Bear in mind, she has the 7 minutes in between time. So I get the phone, unlock the phone right now. I go through the phone, I'm looking at it, dry as a cotton swab. I'm talking about she has nothing, no action in that phone whatsoever. I mean, it's hi and bye to her mom, hi and bye to me, hi and bye to grandma, hi and bye to her little cousin. Now, I'm not saying that she erased anything. I'm just saying she had time to erase. And if she did, I can't even blame her. It is what it is. She took advantage of the situation and she made things happen for her. So, but she was collateral damage. So not only did his phone get taken for 3 to 5 years, I'm still debating right now, but her phone as well has gotten taken for 3 to 5 or whatever I come up with. But my whole point by saying all of that is that we have to check these phones, right? We have to be intentional about it. We have to be consistent with it. And I'm going to tell you another thing that I did to the fast little girl that was on the opposite end, the one who was posing the questions. Yes, I did call up to the school. And yes, I did leave a message for the principal to have her parents call me, because I know me as a dad. And if my daughter was talking like that in regards to the things that she has already done and the questions that she was posing that were totally out of pocket, I would want to know that. And I would want a father to come to me or a mother to come to me and address that. Now, I may do an update video on this, but as of now, and this was just a couple weeks ago, as of now, I have gotten no response. Now, you tell me, should I? Because I really want to relay another message to the school, because I want this father to call me back, or I want this mom to call me back, because they need to know what their daughter is doing, because it was just so out of line and so out of pocket. And fellas, we all always know, when we growing up, like, we thinking about our sports, we don't get outside our pivot or off our square until it's like, it's always that fast little girl. Like, ladies, I'm not trying to blame it on you, but some of y'all grow up rather quickly. And I just put it like that. Some of us fellas, we grow up managed, but I would say it's more of women or little girls growing up fast as opposed to these young boys growing up managed. We just be in our bag. We just doing our thing. But once you put that on our mind, yes, we ready to rock and roll. It's the nature of the beast. That's just who we are. And so I may reach out again. Matter of fact, I am, because I just feel like that's the right thing to do. So I'm going to do a follow-up with the school, reach out to the parents again, send my number so they can give me a call back. But at the end of the day, fellas, let me know what y'all think. Like, this one hurted me, because, I mean, I can't go into detail, but it was everything that you're thinking. It was everything that you're thinking. And I was just like, what? And so the response from him wasn't like he's been doing this or nothing. It's more so like a laugh out loud, or a yeah, right, or you kidding me, and stuff like that. He's never initiating the conversation. He's just responding to the questions that are being posed to him. So, you know, I couldn't get on him too hard, but I did have to take that opportunity as a learning experience for him. Like, yo, you got to be mindful of this type of stuff, right? You got to understand what's going on. Like, you got to be able to control your emotions. I tell him all the time, a little boy, as well as a man, without discipline is nothing. So you got to get control of yourself. So that's my little rant for today. Let me know what y'all think, man. Make sure y'all leave some comments. Let me know, fathers, what would you have done? Do y'all feel like I don't know, snitched it out on the little girl? If I am a snitch in this regard, I'm willing to take that title all day, because I feel like that was the right thing to do. But let me know how y'all feel, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time for looking at this video. Again, it's Black Father Sentinel, where we're changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Holla at your boy, man.